So your back wheels won't turn and your tie rod's doing this.
And this thing, I don't know if I'm focused. So there's the back tire. That rod goes over to this side, to this left wheel. And that metal bracket pivots on the bottom of the gearbox or whatever that is, rear end. The pivot goes to this rod, which then comes up to this pivot here that bolts to the frame, that then pivots to turn from the front to another pivot that's bolted on there, and that's where it fell off, right there. And then this arm goes up to the left front spindle. And this thing, I don't know if I'm focused, it's too bright to see, is threaded with, it looks like a pin. It almost doesn't even look welded, it just looks like a pin's drove in there. So it'll be real easy because it looks straight too, it doesn't look bent. So there's a heim there, adjuster, heim there with a pin, but it's threaded. I can't fucking see anything, it's too fucking bright out here. I can drill this pin out. I beat it with a hammer some. It didn't seem to budge at all. I didn't heat it up, but see if I can just drill the head off a little bit. Maybe that'll unscrew. Alright, I thought I drilled the head off the pin. Still no action. I'm going to heat it up and then try turning the rod. So this is threaded, but this deal pin weld spot, I don't know what it is preventing it from unscrewing. You can see I heated it up with my MAP gas and I'm trying to turn it. Of course it's not working because it's slipping. Of course I can't squeeze it hard enough. But I was almost thinking of slitting this to relieve some pressure, kind of like a beetle tie rod. Alright, so I drilled the dimples out some more, hoping maybe the outside edge that I drilled before wasn't released from the weld. And this time a pipe wrench instead of ice grips, and heated it with the MAP gas. Now, let's see if it'll focus. It's turning. There we go. It's out. There's a little tiny mark right there, right in the front there, where I drilled it out a little bit. See, it didn't even go all the way through. So ideally, a tap to change the threads will be good if it's not some weird size. Or I can clean this up and just use the first, I don't know, ½ inch, maybe to go down in there just past that weld a little bit. Let's see what we got next. I tried the nut at the store, seems to fit. I didn't feel like driving far for a tap or paying $20 for one or special ordering one. So thread chaser, hit it with the cut-off wheel. I put the knot on first, then take it off to make sure the threads aren't messed up for me trying to cut it. A little bit of oil, because right there, I'm going to go in and out a few times, drilling that, make sure I get it down quite a bit. Clear threads. Alright, I've done it 3 or 4 times already, and I already can get it down to there. I might cut a little bit bigger groove and try again. See if I can get a little bit further, because the hole's down to about here. I know the new heim joint will have to go that far, but just in case I gotta mess with it later. So here's the test fit. It's just finger tight. You can see some gaps there, but you can see the spacer I used. I'll get close-up pictures. And the rod goes back. It had some scratches on it from hitting the deck gearbox, which it still does a little bit when turning, what would that be, left, but I don't know. Not much I can do about it. I'm going to take it down, paint it, fill those holes, and let's put it back on permanently. I'm going to throw a little ultra black in there to seal up that hole so the threads don't get water or dirt in there. Ready to go back on. Here's my spacer. I cut down the one from the hardware store. There's the other half. Hindsight, I would have probably just bought a heim joint or a rod end or whatever you want to call it that has like the lip on it. I'll post a picture here what I mean. And the reason for the spacer is, imagine it's hard to film on there, but if this joint is sitting like this, it can only move a little bit before the broad end part contacts. So the spacer gives it can set up and have a little more throw, if that makes sense. So would it have helped with the deck off? Sure would have, but I didn't feel like pulling it. It wasn't that bad. 2 people would make this 1,000 times easier. So there you can see bolt, Heim, spacer, John Deere arm thing to the front. And then it kind of goes over there by the gearbox and bolts on right there. When you're done, if your steering's crooked, this is where you can adjust it easily instead of having to undo that Heim joint and back it off. Which that one's kind of wobbly, so I'm going to see about one of these you can buy on eBay or Amazon. One of these you can't, I don't know. I'll have to message them and see what threads they are, because it just says replacement for $495 and $455 all-wheel steering, but it doesn't say what it is, so fun stuff. I'll get one from the other side. So here you go, from the left side. That's why I went to the other side to tighten it, because the nut is really hard to get to. It's between the frame and this arm. And then it goes back to the back there. So I'll leave links. I hope it helps.